Horizonators, I'm Chloe, Mark's little and favouriteest sister. Sister. Yeah, Mark has a babysitter still.
Okay, ready, here we go.
Try again. I'm stammering, I can't say it now. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Hey Horizonators, I'm Chloe, Mark's little and most favourite sister, and we are about to go diving on the Narcosis boat.
So this she's been to Bermuda before, but she actually didn't get to dive last time, so we're looking forward to actually taking her in. So me and Holly are going to be hopefully showing her around the reefs of Bermuda.
Cool.
So let's go in and let's go see what it's like.
You go, let's jump in. Let's go diving.
And we have the most important person on the boat, Captain Ronnie, up there. Woo! So before we get going with the roll call, just give me a yes if you hear it. Andrew?
Yes.
Thank you, that was a bad start.
Don't get lost.
Sarah?
Yeah.
Lulu?
Yep.
Hamish? Graham? Yep. Erin?
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Left behind you. Perfect. So Dean is just a brand new diver. He just certified a couple of weeks ago, but he's pretty good in the water. My sister's done about 100 odd dives, but she's not dived for about 5 years. And then you guys have dived quite recently. Okay, perfect. So it's pretty much new certified divers everywhere. Okay. Perfect. So we're going to be diving a site called the Minnie Breslauer. Have you dived Minnie Breslauer before? No, okay, remember. So this is the most unluckiest wreck in Bermuda. Now, it's actually sunk on its maiden voyage. That means it actually sunk on its very first sail. So sailing from Europe, it was coming across the US. When it came across, it was coming across close to the shoreline, and they got caught in a squall. And they didn't realise the colour. So a squall was when water, like you can see out here just now. You see there's just rain clouds out there, like a patch of rain and clouds. It's a squall, like a really strong cold. It's very common in Atlantic squalls. So what happened was they got caught in a squall, and before they knew it, they were right on top of the water. Now what happened was they hit the reef, and they weren't too close to do anything at the time. They then tried to refloat the ship. They managed to refloat it and started pulling it away, but unfortunately that failed, and then the ship went down. Alright. Luckily all crew survived, but everyone else escaped because they were new to squall past, they were in calm water, they were able to get the lifeboats out and get to the shore. As Chloe drops down for her first dive in Bermuda, she's joined by some other divers who are visiting as well, and also Dean, who's a local who just recently become certified in Bermuda. But as we drop down onto the wreck, Chloe is very excited, as you can see, waving away to dive one of her first wrecks, but also to dive the first time in Bermuda. Now me and Chloe actually haven't dived together since we did a dry suit course back in 2014, 2015, so it was great to actually dive with her again, and she was actually glad to be diving in warmer waters and not wearing a dry suit in freezing cold waters of Scotland, as we head down towards the Minnie Breslauer. As we reach the stern, this is one of the most unluckiest wrecks in Bermuda. It sunk in 1873 on its maiden voyage from Malaga to New York City. The captain was a bit unfamiliar with the reefs and unfortunately hit Southwest Breaker on its maiden voyage. But they tried to refloat the ship and pulled it away, but unfortunately when they had it refloated and heading back to port, it sunk just off South Shore in Bermuda. As we head into the swim-throughs just off, and Chloe was loving the swim-throughs. But after the swim-throughs, we head back towards the wreck, because some of the divers we're diving with today were fairly newly certified, so you can imagine with a wreck being at 21 metres, a newly certified diver might go through the air slightly quicker. So we take our time to head back up to shallower water and be able to enjoy and extend the dive on top of the reef. Now Chloe's done around about 115 to 120 dives, but it had been a wee while since she'd been in the water, so she was just happy to be back in and honestly try and find her sea legs again. And we head back towards the mooring of the boat, and we head back towards the mooring where Holly's coming along with her group. And then I have Sarah from another group just being amazed by the yellowtail snappers swimming around her head. This was a wicked dive, as you can see. I have a lot of happy divers on this dive, and it was great fun. You have fun? You enjoy that?
Just my brain.
It's coming for the one with her.
Are you recording all this?
No.
Confessions of an anxious diver.
Confessions of an Anxious Diver. That could be an episode on YouTube. Confessions of an Anxious Diver.
Have a breakdown. Feel seasick.
Yeah, we'll get footage from Mum to keep her happy. Mum's expecting an episode of you diving.
Oh, great.
I don't like this anymore.
I feel sick of work, so make me go.
Yes, and Dean agrees. As we drop into the second dive of the day, which is Hangover Hole, as you heard before we dropped down, Chloe was feeling very anxious. Now, she hadn't dived for a while, so she was feeling a bit nervous, a bit anxious, and with the rough seas that day, she was feeling very seasick. But I told her once we dropped her into the water, she'd feel better, because anyone who feels seasick on a boat, the worst place to be is on a boat. You're better to be under the water and exploring it, because you don't have the swells. As we slowly drop ourselves into Hangover Hole and come in the back entrance. Now, I love coming in the back entrance here of this swim throughs because you can spend about 10 to 15 minutes in overhead environment, and as you can see, there's plenty of exits for you to get out if you don't feel comfortable. As we just move along the swim through and head towards the narrower passage to be able to head towards the cave, which the cave is spectacular, or as we call the cathedral, where you get some beautiful lights coming down, but unfortunately I didn't get footage inside the cave. As you can see us heading down the narrow passage towards the cave section. And there's a nice diver with a lionfish, and everyone's coming out after being in the cave part, all happy, smiling, as Holly decided to come through with her group, passing right on top of my group, so it looks like there's a lot of divers in the water. We bump into each other again 2 minutes later, and she's like, I have one route, you have multiple routes, stay out of my way. Even though we were both running different routes, we just kept bumping into each other in this dive. But you can see Chloe is sitting there waving away at Holly, all happy and smiling, even if Holly is in a big Power Ranger outfit. We come through back on top of the reef to start the safety stop of this dive, and I like to spend some time on top of the reef on this dive because it's absolutely spectacular with all the brain coral, the sea fans, and there's a lot of life on this dive site, which is really cool in the shallower parts of the reef. Now, we're coming up from about 13 metres through a crack in the reef to bring us to around about 6 metres as we head back towards the boat. It was an awesome dive, and you'll hear Chloe saying she thought she was overdiving after the first dive, but after this dive, diving is still part of her life because she loved it and had so much fun as we both get a selfie together. But you're going to see how much she actually enjoyed the dive and loved it, and her anxiety just washed away because diving is a great way to help with anxiety. But stay around because we head out on the jet skis on a jet ski tour around Bermuda and have some fun coming up in that. We have Chloe right at the end summarising her experience in Bermuda and diving in Bermuda to let you know what she thinks of it. But stay along for that and don't miss out. Change your mind.
I am no longer done the diving. That's really cool.
Did you guys enjoy that?
Yeah.
You love all the swim throughs? So it's awesome dive site.
Last tunnel that we were coming out, it was like you were in front of me and then it was pushing me back, and then it was like forward, and then I was just at the end.
Out with jet skis with Jamie, Chloe and Holly. Out with Vixen just now, feeding some fish, but let's go send it. Let's go. is Grandma over there?
Keep it straight to save my life.
You're off course so much.
No, I was like, I forgot how to turn.
You were like, oh look at that. But you were like, it was going that way and you're like over there. I'm like, and then this one is like a grandma. I drop off to catch up. Chloe, what's your need for speed? What's your need for speed? I'm laughing, Chloe. I'm like, what's happened to you? You've always got a need for speed and you're like, grandma.
I lost Jamie's strap.
Alright. Oh, come on. Oh, we got some. You having fun, man?
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
And you're worried?
Otherwise, I'm worried I'm going to injure myself, so it's still time.
There's still time.
I took it on too tight and I went to cover it and it right up my face, so nearly.
You trapped your finger? A chubby finger. Does that highlight your day?
Yeah, it's like the cutting line.
You can go in front.
I'm going after Tommy.
Yeah.
Leaving and everything.
You having fun? Send it, Stamps! Send it! And then 50 yards! Let's go! Woo! Right. I'm going to try and film this section. It's probably going to go wrong because I got no stand, but let's do it. Let's go catch up with them. We had some wicked diving with Chloe, coming out first time with us in Bermuda. She's been out before but never dived in Bermuda, and us all like jet skiing together as we're just cruising past Daniel Head. First time for Jamie and Holly jet ski, everyone had a wicked time, but I'll let them summarise for you guys. But from me, I'll see you next week. Women drivers here, women drivers. Gotta stay in a straight line, she can't stay in a straight line. She's finally working it out.
Oh, I get to get you on mine.
Playing windows, and this one's getting competitive.
Always. Right, I'm at a disadvantage because this is at like.
Look,
How's
now
Woody's
he's got his
food?
little smile
So
going.
good. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
How's your burger? How's my
mine.
burger?
We've
Okay,
had
how's your
that
fish
one.
sandwich?
Oh, yeah.
That's gonna have to go in now, isn't it? Hey everyone, we just got out from taking Chloe for a couple of dives in Bermuda, and they're going to tell us all about it. So let's go see what they got to say about diving in Bermuda.
So we did 2 dives. The first one was
The Minnie Breslauer.
Yeah. Next one was Hangover Hole. Hangover Hole was my favourite because I got over my seasickness by that point. There were really cool swim throughs in it. I hadn't dived in a while. Mark gave me a quick refresher. Felt much better because I was feeling really anxious. And yeah, they were really cool swim throughs. Went into caves where the light was coming in. Saw lots of parrotfish, which are the best fish ever.
13 species of parrotfish here in Bermuda. Drop by, say hello. All 13. See if you can log them all. Count them off. What do you think? What do you think of diving in Bermuda?
It's brilliant. The water is not too cold. The instructors are great, Holly and Mark.
Mostly Holly.
And yeah, it's really good. Loads of fish.
All right.
Loads of cool different
Yeah, we'll
dives
just cut
from
you
what
there.
you guys
What
told
would
me.
you say to anyone who's coming diving in Bermuda?
Do it and try get Mark or Holly as your instructor.
Perfect, alright?
Deuces, see ya!
Alright, I will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Peace!
Bye.
Nope. Smile.
Hello.
This is my husband Jamie, who does not want to be on YouTube. Are you excited about your holiday?
Yeah, where are we going?
New York.
Then?
Try again.
Doha.
Then
Maldives.
to do what?
Dive.
Go diving.
Dive and survive the Maldives Triangle.
Yep.
So currently there's a little fight going on in the background. You can kind of see it there. They're trying to get photos, but Mark's not a very good photographer. I stepped. Ow! Oh man.
Thanks.
Ow! I stepped on a.